Okay, so we are on night 8 of the Christmas season, and I'm just gonna let you know, you're probably, oh no, I got stuff on my hat. You're gonna see this hat a lot because my shift is kind of late, and so like my job ends at 8 o'clock, and by then I'm just like not taking my hair loose. So you're gonna see this look a lot, but I promise I'll make up my face. So today or rather tonight, we are going to talk about the history of caroling. So caroling is not, it's pretty dark actually. I found this out doing my research, trying to compile stuff for Christmas, and I came across this article from, I think it's YO1 FM, which is out of the Philippines, and if that's probably not the correct name, so I'll put it down in the byline, or in the lower third rather, regarding, what the actual name of the station is, if I didn't get it right. So, prior to the 1800s, caroling was not a warm, fuzzy tradition. People would show up to a person's house making lots of noise, drinking alcohol, and playing instruments with the expectation of being invited inside for food or liquor. The carolers would also cross-dress, or, when I looked at sketchings and etchings and drawings, they say cross-dress, but it was more like they usually dress as animals, or they would just like throw together a costume and be like, okay, I'm this thing now, and then they would do obscene acts dressed as these animals or whatever in front of the people's houses, I guess until the people paid attention to them. There are stories of people's homes being burglarized because they didn't have enough liquor or money to go around. They would even sing songs showcasing what would be done if you didn't give the carolers what they wanted. And I'm going to put an example. Actually, it's on my phone. An example of one of those songs, according to this website. We have come to claim our right, and if you don't open up your door, we'll lay you flat upon the floor. Let me say that again. We have come to claim our right, and if you don't open your door, we'll lay you flat upon the floor. Okay. The next song that we have here, or next, I guess it's really an example, is "Come, butler, draw us a bowl of the best, and we hope your soul in heaven shall rest. But if you draw us a bowl of the small, then down will come butler, bowl and all." So these people were like clearly violent about this tradition. Like this was their way of getting what they wanted, and they would always go to like the wealthier people in town. And it makes sense why in A Christmas Carol, other than Scrooge just hating, Carol like Christmas, there's a scene when I'm gonna go with the Muppet version. It's also in the other versions too, but there's a scene where there's a little boy and he's singing, I believe, Good King Wenceslas, and he ends up like throwing something at this little boy. And part of me, now that I think about it, thinks that's related to this tradition. Is maybe Scrooge has gotten them hands before, and he was like, never again. But I thought about that when I was taking these notes. But they would, they would sing these songs that said horrible things they were going to do to you, or suggested horrible things they were going to do to you. So the origins of caroling likely come from the tradition of wassailing. So there's actually a Christmas song called, I think it's "Here We Go a Wassailing," or "Here We Come a Wassailing," and "Mumming." And these are both pagan traditions. So wassailing is named after a drink, and brace yourself for what is in this drink. It involved, first of all, wassailing involves eggnog and cider together. That sounds like a atomic combination, and I would not want that anywhere near my stomach. And it involved going around the tradition, the verb of wassailing involved going around to your wealthier neighbor's home and offering this god awful beverage. And they would do this in exchange for gifts. Mumming or mummering required participants to dress up in the weirdest combination of garments and invade the neighbors' homes. So you can see why this is a problem. The people that lived in the house would have to guess who the mummers were. And this was actually outlawed in medieval England and later in Newfoundland. And the reason behind that is because criminals would take advantage of this tradition, and they would just, go to some rando's house, like some rando rich person's house, and then be like, okay, we're going to take all your stuff. And this, so it really becomes a problem when they start murdering people. So there was actually a case in Newfoundland where some mummers allegedly, they did it. I think it was proven that they did it. They actually murdered a guy. There's actually a bunch of stories out there about wassailing and mummering and just like the whole caroling tradition all together. But yeah, so we've come a long way from the traditional caroling, because it used to be wild. I mean, at least in the United States. If you watch Rick Steves Europe, and I'll see if I can find pictures from the episode where he went to, I believe it was Germany for Christmas. I believe they still do this kind of thing over there, but like without the murder and all that. So yeah. So this ends the video, and I will see you all later. Bye.